So hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the copy constructor. Now, whenever we need a copy constructor, whenever we want to initialize or declare an object with an existing object, then we need a copy constructor. Okay. So if we do not declare copy constructor explicitly, then also uh, this copy constructor will be provided by the compiler if we want to initialize a object with an existing object. Let's understand this thing. Let's suppose here I have a student class where roll number and marks are defined, and I am making public a constructor over there. A parameter is constructor basically. So student, let's suppose integer of r and integer of m. So I'm just telling this roll equal to of r and marks equal to of m. Is it okay? Now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna first declare a student with s1 and initialize the values with like 5 and 6. Is it okay? Now what we're gonna do is that another thing. Let's write display. Let's write a function to display the data. So display, this will be like this: c out of roll and marks. Is it okay? So s1 5 6 is there, and I am going to initialize another student class and student object, which is basically s2, and initialize this object with the s1 object. So if I do that and then write s2 dot display, then let's see what it's gonna give us. If we wait for the output, you will able to see that it is giving us the 5 and 6. Let's 1 minute. I told at the very beginning of this course that we need a copy constructor when we are going to initialize our object with the existing object. So now how it is working? We are not specifying any copy constructor yet. Yes, if we do not initialize or explicitly mention the copy constructor, this compiler, the C++ compiler, will invoke a copy constructor for you. Okay, so why we need to use a copy constructor? Because compiler is already invoking a copy constructor for us. Here comes the twist. Compiler by default use swallow copy. Okay, but in case if you need to use deep copy, then you need to initialize the copy constructor by yourself. Let's understand about the like swallow copy and the deep copy. What are the difference between them? Here, for the normal variables, they both are working same. But let's suppose here is a pointer rather than having a normal variable. So if I just write a normal default constructor and this initialize this p with uh, new int or value of that p, is it okay? After that, what I can do is that um, okay, let's forget about it and write it like this. And I also going to take this p as parameter. So like p is, let's suppose give this number as pa. So p will be pa. Is it okay? So if I just go and just try to print out this pa p, let's see what it is giving. Compilation error. Some compilation error is there. It's supposed to be p, not star p. Okay, and this pa will be rather than having this pa, I think we should have what we need. We need like a value, I guess. Or yeah, we have to do this. Let's see. It's still giving some errors. 5 6. Okay, I have to pass the values as well. Let's have 7. So yeah, now it's working fine. So here I print the p, that's why it's printing the address of that particular p, as it is a pointer. So we have to access the values, we have to print star p. So you can see that 567 is printing. Okay, now here comes the twist. Here we do not specify any copy constructor yet. That's why for the s1, okay, for the s1, this p variable is pointing to some memory space which has a value 7 as I specified by the parameters constructor. But whenever I am initializing this s2 by s1, there will be created another object which is basically s2, and here it has some also a variable called p pointer, and this pointer will also be indicated to the same memory address. Okay, here comes the problem. So if you just like whatever change the value of a particular p, then it will also be changed for the another object. So we don't want that sometimes now. So for that you have to explicitly specify the copy constructor so that this thing doesn't happen, and these both pointers are pointing to the different memory access with the same values. Okay, so for that we can use copy constructor. So let's see the syntax of that copy constructor. For the syntax of the copy constructor, you have to write, similarly you have to write this student, and then you have to specify the type of the class another time, and at the rate, let's suppose I. Okay, so now you have to just explicitly mention everything, like for the role it will be I dot role, and for the like marks it will be I dot marks. As we do not call the s2 object yet, so the p doesn't have any memory yet, so we have to specify the memory for p. So new of int will be there, and then for p star p will be equal to of start of I dot p. So let's say, is it working now? Okay, compilation error. Some error has taken place. Let's see what it is. So it's there, it's there. Mhm. The value would be this, and this will give us the this is fine, this is fine. Is it for this? Let's see, 1 minute. Mark dot I. Mark was not declared in the scope, so marks, I think it is for that thing. We don't need that. Segmentation fault is there, obviously, because we don't have any memory access. Yeah, 567. So that was the thing. That's how you can just go and specify this copy constructor. Now this 7 is the 7 for the s1 and the 7 for the s2 are completely different. Okay, so now they are pointing to the two different memory addresses. So that's how you can declare a copy constructor, and this is the basic concept of copy constructor. Hope you like this video. Do subscribe this channel and hit the like button.